Why do we fall for the wrong people? No, seriously. Why? Why does your heart choose the one person who is emotionally unavailable, red flag certified, and probably has a PhD in mixed signals? Why does your brain suddenly stop working the moment a walking red flag smiles at you? Why don't we fall for the good ones? The stable ones? The ones who actually text back? Let's talk about it. And don't worry, this isn't going to be some boring psychology lecture. We're keeping it real, simple, and a little funny, because if we don't laugh about our romantic disasters, we'll probably cry. So let's start with something you already know, but don't like admitting. Most of us don't fall for people, we fall for patterns. But let's go step by step. First reason, we fall for familiar feelings, even if they're bad. You know how you always order the same thing at your favorite restaurant, even though the menu has like 200 other items? Humans love familiar things. Now take that logic to relationships. Sometimes the emotional environment we grew up with, attention that comes and goes, approval we have to earn, feeling like we're never enough, becomes normal to us. So when we meet someone who gives us those same confusing, inconsistent vibes, our brain goes, oh, I know this feeling. Feels like home. Let's fall in love. Even if it's the wrong kind of home. Even if that home has leaking ceilings, broken windows, and emotional electricity that cuts off every 2 hours. A lot of people don't fall for the wrong person because they want to. They fall because the wrong person feels familiar, predictable, safe in a weird, unhealthy way. It's like craving junk food. You know it's bad, but you're like, one more bite won't hurt. And then, boom, your heart has food poisoning. Second reason, we confuse attraction with compatibility. You've probably said this line at least once in your life, but I really like them. Yeah, liking someone and being compatible with someone are two different universes. Attraction is like a spark, exciting, instant, shiny. Compatibility is like building a house, slow, steady, requires effort, and occasionally a little boring, but we chase the spark. Why? Because sparks feel dramatic. They make us feel alive. They give us butterflies. And we humans treat butterflies like there's some magical love diagnosis. Spoiler, sometimes butterflies are just anxiety wearing a cute outfit. We think, they make my heart race. Yes, because they're emotionally unpredictable. That's adrenaline, not love. If someone giving you attention sends you into shock, maybe the problem isn't that they're so amazing. Maybe the problem is that you've normalized people who don't treat you well. Third reason, we love the chase more than the person. Let's be honest. We are all a little toxic when it comes to the chase. When someone is too available, we're like, why are you so free? Go be mysterious somewhere. But when someone is inconsistent, confusing, and only texts us back when the moon is in the correct position, suddenly, they become the most interesting human on earth. Because the chase triggers our competitive side. It becomes less about, I want this person, and more about, I want to win. We start treating affection like a prize. Their attention becomes like Wi-Fi. We keep trying to catch the signal, even though it's weak, unstable, and honestly not worth the stress. And the worst part, when they finally give us the slightest bit of interest, we feel like we've achieved something big, even though all they did was reply. Okay, fourth reason, we ignore red flags like they're optional. Red flags are not decorations, but somehow we treat them like festival lights. You see a red flag, and your brain goes, ooh, nice color. Let's continue. Why? Because in the early stages of liking someone, your brain is basically drunk. It releases dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, the whole hormonal cocktail. And suddenly you're seeing potential where you should be seeing danger. They cancel plans. They're busy. They flirt with other people. They're just friendly. They ignore your messages. Maybe their phone fell into the ocean. We create excuses faster than ChatGPT generates text. The truth is, the wrong people rarely hide their red flags. We just choose to paint them white. Fifth reason, we think we can change them. Ah, yes. The classic romantic delusion. You meet someone who is clearly not ready for a relationship, clearly unsure about you, and clearly emotionally allergic to commitment, and you think, I can fix them. No, you can't. You are not a relationship mechanic. People change for two reasons. Because they choose to, or because life forces them to. They don't change because someone liked them enough. Trying to fix a person who doesn't want to be fixed is like plugging your phone into a potato. You'll spend so much energy, and nothing will charge. Sixth reason, we romanticize potential, not reality. You know that person who looks perfect in your imagination, but not in real life? Yeah, we've all had one of those. You're not in love with who they actually are. You're in love with who you think they could become. Your brain creates a whole dreamy version of them. A kinder version, a more stable version, a more attentive version, a more emotionally mature version. And meanwhile, the actual real person is just not that. But hope is a powerful drug. And sometimes we get high on potential and forget that a relationship happens in reality, not in our imagination. 7th reason, we fall faster when we're lonely. Let's admit it, at 2 a.m., when you're scrolling through your phone, listening to sad songs, and staring at your ceiling like it owes you an explanation, anyone who gives you attention suddenly feels like destiny. Loneliness makes us vulnerable. It lowers our standards. When you feel empty, the wrong person can look like the right one, simply because they fill the silence. It's like being hungry at the grocery store. You start buying snacks you don't even like. 8th reason, we ignore our intuition. You know that tiny voice inside your head that whispers, something feels off. Yeah, we mute that voice like it's an annoying alarm clock. Your intuition is never wrong. Your logic can be fooled. Your emotions can be confused. But your intuition, that thing has supernatural levels of accuracy. But do we listen? Of course not. We say things like, maybe I'm overthinking. I'm just being dramatic. Let me give them another chance. Another. You've already given them more chances than exam retakers. Sometimes we don't fall for the wrong person. We fall because we keep silencing the right voice. 9th reason, we accept the love we think we deserve. This one hurts, but it's true. If you think you're not good enough, not attractive enough, not smart enough, you'll fall for people who treat you like you're not enough. If deep down you feel like love is something you have to earn, you'll be attracted to people who make you work for the bare minimum. You let wrong people in when you don't recognize your own worth, because when you truly know what you deserve, you stop entertaining people who can't match it. 10th reason, our brain confuses drama with passion. This is probably the funniest one. Humans are dramatic beings. We love chaos because chaos feels intense. If someone makes our heart pound, our emotions swing, our brain buzz, we mistake it for passion. But passion is not chaos. Passion is not fear. Passion is not uncertainty. Drama keeps you addicted because it creates emotional highs and lows, and your brain starts craving those highs like a drug. Stable love feels boring at first, because you're used to turbulence. But peace is not boring, it's unfamiliar. 11th reason, we fall for confidence, even when it's fake. You know that type of person who walks into a room like they're the main character of a Netflix show? They've got the charm, the swagger, the smooth lines, the perfect smile. Basically the kind of confidence that makes you forget your own name. But sometimes confidence is just loud insecurity wearing sunglasses. We fall for it because confidence feels attractive, bold, powerful. But confidence without kindness, consistency, or emotional maturity is just ego in a fancy jacket. 12th reason, we want what we can't have. Tell a human they can't have something, and suddenly it becomes extremely irresistible. Unavailable people trigger our curiosity, our desire, our imagination. They make us work harder, think more, feel more. But the truth is simple. If someone is not choosing you, chasing them won't make them choose you harder. Unavailable people are not mysterious. They're just unavailable. So, how do we stop falling for the wrong people? I'm not here to judge you. Everyone, at some point, has fallen for a human disaster. It's normal. But here's the good part. Falling for the wrong people teaches you what the right person should feel like. Here's how you break the cycle. Start by recognizing your patterns. Start by choosing consistency over chaos. Start listening to red flags the first time, not the 15th. Start valuing your peace more than your fantasies. And most importantly, start believing that you deserve someone who chooses you without hesitation. Because the moment you truly understand your worth, your taste in people changes. You stop falling for mixed signals. You stop chasing people who don't care. You stop trying to fix what wasn't your job to fix. You stop confusing butterflies with emotional roller coasters. And you start choosing people who choose you back, clearly, openly, and consistently. Falling for the wrong people is a phase. Learning from it is growth. Outgrowing it is power. And you're getting there.